Hi everyone, my name is Teigh Wade. I go by T, and this is my first podcast, so expect a ton of imperfections. And if anybody here that's watching this or listening knows anything about me, I am perfectly imperfected. If you listen to the word or even see how the word imperfect is spelled, it's spelled I am perfect. So even though I'm probably going to get really, really good at this podcast stuff, as you know, the more you do something, the better you get at it. This one is not going to start out like that, but I do want to spend about maybe 30 minutes talking about what the heck is this hypnotherapy stuff. Let's just start out like that. What it's not, what it is, the myths, things like that. And so just stay with me. There's nothing it's crazy. It's not anything that is super magical, although some people think that I am magic, but it is not magic. I just help you do what you want to do. Your subconscious is what drives you, and I help you kind of tap into that. You are so flippin' powerful, and I help you do that, and I love that so much. So anyway, let's kick this off with the big question. What the heck is hypnotherapy? Am I gonna start clucking like a chicken? No, and I don't own a pocket watch. I don't own a chicken. So let's get real and talk about the transformation and the truth behind the mysterious word hypnosis. I have some people that are, and even me when I first started learning about it, because it's something that actually helped me on accident because I found it. So I was sleep eating in the night, and so I was like, well, I'll try it. I thought it was going to be something totally different, and it's this beautiful blend of amazingness, and it's taught me just how powerful I am and how we can do whatever we want to do. And I was like, man, I gotta tell people about this. And what's different about here at EnerCHI and what I do is it's not just Reiki, it's not just quantum touch, it's not just neurolinguistic programming, it is not just hypnosis. There's a complete blend of all the different things, and it's different for everybody because nobody's the same. We all have our own little blend of imperfect, which is so fantastic because that makes up who we are, and I love that. So I want to clear the air about, you see those people and they're like, let's have, who wants to come up on stage? You're getting very sleepy. And that's stage hypnosis. And it's fun. It's funny. But that's not what happens in a therapeutic setting, and you'll never see me do that. I don't want to learn how to do that. I don't want to do that. There's no spotlight. There's no audience. There's definitely no farm animals. You're definitely not going to hear me say, you're getting very sleepy, and have you confess your deepest, darkest secrets, bark like a dog. None of that, because that's just not what it is. The truth behind stage hypnosis is those people are chosen very carefully, and other ones, they say perhaps you'd like to enjoy the show better from your seat, because there's people that want to do that, and all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So I could go on and on about stage hypnosis, and I love watching it, but the more that I know about this and how powerful it is, and how in my personal belief, I think that stage hypnosis gives this kind of a bad rap, and it makes people not want to do this that maybe would otherwise do this and just transform their life. I did. So there's definitely none of that here. It's phenomenal. You're going to be like, you're going to say like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I feel so good. It's like you have this energy, but you're calm. So in real hypnotherapy, and I don't want to say that that's not real hypnotherapy, but in my opinion and seeing how that goes, for the most part, I've even had some clients come in here and say like, oh, I was just doing it, because they want the attention. But in real hypnotherapy, you're completely awake the entire time. You have total control. If I were to tell you to go in the corner, bark like a chicken, stand on your head, and take off your shirt, you'd be like, and you're not doing that because you have complete control. You can't tell somebody to do something that they don't want to do. You're not asleep, you're not out of it, you're actually hyper-focused. You have a heightened dimension of the mind. But think of this, like when you're driving home and you're lost in thought and you just somehow all of a sudden pull into your driveway and you're like, whoa, how did I get here, right? Because your mind was so just wherever it was. That's trance. And so it's that natural. Hypnotic is such a natural state. Your brain already knows how to enter it. And I help you enter that state with intent. So whether it is that you're wanting to rid an old addiction, you want to have more self-esteem, you're trying to have better memory, on and on and on and on and on. There's all sorts of things that people come to me and want to make changes in their life. They either want to stop doing some things, they want to release some old behaviors, get rid of some limiting beliefs, have more self-love for yourself. So your brain knows how to enter. So hypnotherapy is definitely not mind control. And sometimes you'll hear me say things like NLP or neuro-linguistic programming. It's definitely not programming your mind. And the word, that's just the title for a modality that I use to help you reframe your thinking. So if somebody says nobody loves me, then you need to chunk it way down and think, okay, so nobody, do you have a dog? And yeah. Does your dog love you? Well, yeah. So when you said nobody loves you, that wasn't accurate. And then so we kind of chunk up from there. So it's not programming, that's just, so I call it NLP, and that's not hypnosis, but it's used within hypnosis sometimes, within the modality. Like oftentimes I put energy work in everything, and we'll talk about that in a different podcast, as well as sound therapy. Like hear the little drum right here. Here's a little steel drum. And all sorts of things. Got some singing bowls back there that are stacked. When I do the singing bowls, I like to have them spread out on the table, or I'll even sit on the floor with a couple rain sticks and my steel drum and the drums, and do all sorts of things. But in the end, nobody can make you do what you don't want to do. If that were true, I would have hypnotized my teenagers to pick up their laundry by now. So with that, we're going to go into segment 2. And so now that we know what hypnotherapy is not, what is it? What is hypnotherapy? And hypnotherapy, we touched on a little bit, but it is guided meditation with intent, or with purpose. So it's like using the power of your subconscious mind that holds your beliefs, your habits, your emotions, your calm, your confidence, your clarity. And at EnerCHI Hypnotherapy, I blend traditional hypnosis or hypnotherapy with energy healing, like Reiki, quantum touch, breath work. And it's like really, it's kind of a proprietary blend that I do. I call it HUE. It's the HUE method that I created, and I call it hypnotherapy and universal energy. And sometimes people say hypnotherapy and understanding energy, and how it is so subtle. And it is just beautiful. It's not like zapping. It's so subtle. Like when you're driving down the road and somebody's looking at you while you're driving, and you turn over, and sure enough, like you can tell they're looking at you because you felt that subtle energy cord of attachment. And we'll talk about energy cords and energy and detaching those from you in another podcast. But I don't just help you relax. I help you realign. You're not broken. You're out of sync. Sometimes people will say, I'm just broken. I'm a broken man. I'm a broken woman. You're not. We're unbreakable. Our bodies have something called homeostasis, and we repair ourselves at the cellular level at all costs. So physically, mentally, like we have the ability in most cases to repair ourselves, and with the power of medicine that helps along with that when we're not able to do it all by ourselves. But with hypnotherapy, we help you find your natural rhythm again, your energy. And so, in short, what it is it's guided meditation with intent, helping you to release limiting beliefs that maybe somebody told you, your parents, people that love you, and that's their beliefs, and they impose those on you, and then you took those as truth, but they limit you, and maybe those are things that are not your true beliefs. Maybe they are. Limiting beliefs, like maybe somebody told you you had ugly toes when you were little, and as small as that sounds, you may be still hanging on to that. Do you not wear open-toed shoes anymore since you've been little? Ever think about like where you got the idea that you had ugly toes? Like, who told you that? So sometimes we don't even remember these. Our mind hangs on to everything, and sometimes we just need to let it know, like, it's okay to scoop out those limiting beliefs. Let them go. We don't need to like rehash them, re-bring it up, like go through traumatizing things. Like, let's just get it the heck out of there, right? And with that, we'll go right into segment 3. And we're going to talk about like how it actually works. And we're going to do this in like a small time because this is our first podcast and there's all sorts of imperfections that are going to be here. But I really want to have podcasts that talk about how it works and energy and sound healing in depth, and have other people here with me and do all sorts of things. I have all these great ideas for this podcast, right? But when you come into a session, we start by talking, and for me, like, there's definitely no fog machine or swinging pendulums. I don't know what's going on in your world. Maybe it's anxiety, fear, overthinking, right? We do that, right? We all do it. Just because I'm a hypnotherapist, does that mean that I don't overthink or get sad sometimes? Absolutely. Life is a heartbeat, you know, it goes. And so we have highs and lows. And to really appreciate happiness, you kind of got to know what it's like to dip out of that a little bit sometimes. But what I do is I help to get you like, let's have more of these, like be more like, you know, and have more of those. But if we were flatlined, what is it when you're flatlined? In the hospital, on those things, when you're flatlined, you know, that's not a good thing to have on that machine. So anxiety, fear, overthinking, sadness, or something different, just different, deeper. Sometimes there's habits that you're just having a really tough time breaking. You don't understand why you have them, why you got it. You don't even necessarily enjoy the habit, but you're doing it. Addictions, behaviors that maybe nobody else knows that you do, but you do, and you wish that you didn't. There's all sorts of things that you could want to not do or to do better. Performance, people that, you know, are in these, you know, they ride their bikes for a long time, those marathons, or run or ride motorcycles, sports people, baseball players. I see people for performance, and I also see people that have performance anxiety that maybe go up on stage. You know, comedians, you think they're all funny and everything. Some of them are the funniest people, but they even have stage anxiety. And hypnosis helps with that. And so then what I do is I guide you into a relaxed state, kind of like a dreamy state right before you go to sleep. But you're still aware, you're still able to talk. And the brain space that it is if I could describe the brain state, the best way is, if anybody that's listening has ever fallen asleep laying on the couch while you're watching TV, but you can still hear the TV on, you can still hear everybody around you, you're awake and asleep at the same time. Boom. Okay, so that's the first level that I bring you to, right? And then There's different levels, and so there's going to be times where you hear my voice and then you'll hear other things, then your mind will water. And it doesn't matter where you go because there's no wrong way to do it. And then from there, there's all sorts of different ways. Everybody's different, but there's imagery suggestion, positive reinforcement. There is going through the things that you're going through and putting in, I call them seeds of goodness, positive suggestions, removing, cleansing the things out of you that don't belong, opening your alignment. There's all sorts of things for positive reinforcement to help your subconscious just relearn how to feel calm and safe in situations that used to trigger. And you notice I said used to trigger fear, stress, addictive behaviors, anger, poor judgment, things you know you don't want to do and you're doing them anyway. You don't want to do them while you're doing them and you're like, why the heck am I doing this? You know, and the stories I could tell you of people coming in here are just phenomenal. Like sometimes when I first started doing this, I was surprised at some of the stories that would come in here, and now nothing surprises me. I just get complete joy at seeing people succeed and just soar. So let me just say, like, if you're afraid of flying, that's a biggie that comes in here, right? We might help your subconscious associate air travel with peace, excitement, instead of panic. And it might take 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit more. But it's not magic. What it is it's neuroscience and it's energy alignment. And the coolest part, your subconscious mind believes what you feel more than what you say. What your mind sees, your body has no choice but to react. And we can go over that again, but you'll start feeling different and everything else will start shifting. What your mind sees, your body has no choice but to react. And to put that at the simplest example, let's think about something that is really, really happy. Like maybe when you got married, or maybe that's not a happy experience. Maybe the birth of your first child, you remember Christmas when you were little, your first car, your first new car, when you got the keys to your house. You think about those, and those are exciting times, right? And it kind of brings you right back to that time. But then you think about times that are not so happy, like the death of a parent, the death of a loved one, when your spouse cheated on you, when you were abused when you were a child, when you had those traumas. It kind of brings you right back in there. And so we don't want to be thinking about those things all the time. We want to get rid of those, right? But when I say what your mind sees, your body has no choice but to react. When we see something, our body reacts. And I go over this, and I talk about this. I have this whole lemon test to show people, and I go through this thing where I have them close their eyes and visualize they're completely in their conscious state. And then I have it take a bite of this lemon and their mouth will start watering, kind of pucker with this. And so they're completely conscious. I don't have them in any guided meditative state or none of that. And they do it. So from there, that's kind of what I mean. There's a lot more to that too. Maybe that's its own podcast in itself, right? So with that, let's go into segment 4, because I want to try to keep this first one, kind of under 30 minutes or so, because there's probably going to be a lot of mistakes that are here. But let's talk about the results, like what you experienced, just really quick. I've seen people who couldn't even walk into a dentist office before without just extreme panic, sit through appointments, calm and grounded. I've seen clients release sadness and trauma in just a few sessions, and not because I did something to them, because they finally access the part of their mind where the healing begins. I've had clients that didn't even want to leave the house, where I typically don't go to somebody. I have you come to me, but everybody's different. And in this case, I decided to go to one of my clients who was afraid to leave the house, and didn't work. Had a great job at one time. Something just clicked, and stopped driving, stopped leaving the house, had all these fears, was depressed, couldn't even sit up like this, was like sitting down. And it's just phenomenal. You might feel lighter, you might feel more focused, or just peaceful in ways that you haven't felt maybe ever or in years. And sometimes you'll just think, wow, I don't know what changed, but I feel different. And you'll look at some of my reviews and you'll see people saying like, I'm not quite sure like what happened in there, but it's amazing. And that's the energy shift. So to really experience it, it's not something you can really say and understand until you've done it. But just like anything, you know, people say you can understand, oh, I understand. But I can describe it the best that I can. But let's move on to segment 5. And this is kind of funny. This is probably one of my favorite little things, because I have people come in here and they're afraid. They're afraid, you know, everybody's got their own secrets. They don't want anybody to know, right? But the funniest one, before we wrap up, I want to go in and just I talk about my Mythbuster lightning board. And this might be a funny thing too. You'll make me bark like a dog. Like, if barking is your thing, like, no judgment. Like, I don't care if you bark, but it's not because I make you do it. It's because, you know, that's your thing. You'll uncover all my secrets. I don't have that kind of FBI clearance, so I'm not going to. Only weak people can be hypnotized, and actually that is the total opposite. The best hypnosis clients are highly intelligent, they're creative, they're open-minded, they know what they want, and they go there and they get it. It's phenomenal. Myth number 4, it's a placebo. If feeling calm, confident, and pain-free, and doing well, and not being addicted to drugs and alcohol, and cheating on your spouse, and doing all sorts of things is just a placebo, then I'll take 2. So there it is. So I'm gonna close here, and there you have it. The truth about what the heck hypnotherapy is, the stuff, what it is, what it isn't. It's science, and it's soul. It's energy, it's emotion, and I mix that with my intuition. It's your subconscious mind working with you, not against you. If you want to learn more, explore sessions with me, or just get curious, you know, my website, EnerCHI.me, I am revamping it to change it around because I just thought it was time. I took a little hiatus for a few years and only saw a few clients a week while I was doing this bucket list thing that I wanted to do, and that's perfectly fine for me to want to do that. But now I've decided this is my love, this is my joy, and that's what I want to do. So you can go to EnerCHI.me, or you can follow me on social media at Teigh with EnerCHI. And remember, just like that little phone call thing happened right there, because it comes through to my computer. I don't know how that happened. I know I put it there because I remember, because I thought it would be a great idea because somebody told me it was something I could do, and now I'm like, yeah. But it doesn't bother me that bad. So I will get better at this podcast thing. I promise. I want to thank you for listening. Don't forget to breathe, ground. And if you're like, what's grounding? Call me. 833-ENERCHI, or my cell phone is 2871. It all goes to the same place. Nobody else will answer the phone. It's a very intimate experience between you and I. I don't have anybody else answer my phone, so you may need to leave a voicemail or send me a text. Because if I'm in session, like, I am here with you now, and it is it. That is me and you and I, to say it better. But keep your energy flowing. And remember, I help you heal you. You heal you with HYU, Hypnotherapy and Universal Energy. So thank you for listening to my first podcast ever. Don't forget to breathe. Stay curious and stay aligned.